Hey guys, welcome back to Jurassic Collectibles. Super excited to be taking a closer look at these today. It's the Beast of the Mesozoic Linheraptor and the Beast of the Mesozoic Accessory pack. This is the desert environment. So without further ado, let's get cracking. You can find the item featured in today's review and more at everythingdinosaur.com. Check out their site today. So first off, I want to say a huge shout out and thank you to David Silva of Beast of the Mesozoic for sending both of these over. It's fantastically generous of you and I really appreciate you allowing us to feature these on the channel. If you didn't know, David actually started the Beast of the Mesozoic line as a crowdfunded campaign. He wanted to make scientifically accurate and highly articulated dinosaur figures, and the campaign was a massive success, which is why we've got this wonderful set of figures. I have reviewed the Raptor kit, the builder kit. If you haven't seen that review, I'll put the link down below so you can go and check out my initial review for Beast of the Mesozoic. But he sent over these two new boxes for us to take a closer look at today. Look at this here. Look at that painted artwork. I love even the backdrop, this kind of marbled effect going on with the gradient from one color to another. I just really appreciate the look of this box. It's just really, really nice. So on the side we've got a sketch here. I believe this is David Silva's sketch. I might be wrong. 26 points of articulation, realistic movement and detail, display base and stand included. Here's a look at the other raptors available in this line. You can see we've got loads of cool, colourful designs. Very, very cool. Okay, I know what you're all saying. Enough about the box. Let's get this sleeve off here. Here we go. So I got my trusty old craft knife. Remember kids, if you're using a craft knife, do get adult supervision. So we don't want you hurting those fingers or thumbs. Right. Let's have a look. Oh, and actually, there's a really nice diorama behind here. So that's actually quite nice. There's no markings or anything. You could just put that in the corner of your shelf. Very nice. Okay, so here is the box containing our Linheraptor. And actually taped to the bottom is the display base and the little stand made from clear plastic. Okay, so here's the Linheraptor out of the box, and we have to attach the tail via a ball joint. That's the Linheraptor assembled, and you'll see that the Linheraptor has open toes there. Well, you actually get a spare set of toes, which are closed toes. So when the foot is lifted off the ground, you can swap them in for those closed toes. And this is the underside of the base. The base actually has pegs. There we go. There's one peg. And there's the other peg. So that's a nice storage option for when you, when you've got one set on display. That's quite cool. And quite often I have bits of dinosaurs that end up being sort of left to the wayside. So it's nice to have that storage option. Here is a closer look at the base itself. Very nicely sculpted. There's some lovely weathering going on these rocks here. And as you can see, we've got almost like a deserty sort of look going on with some grasses painted in. There's some nice washes of brown going on. So overall, a nice looking display base. There's something painterly about it as well, which I really appreciate. I like the fact that these rocks almost look like they're from a traditional painting. We also get the bits for the display stand. They're made of this clear plastic with a ball joint. So that goes in the bottom, allowing you to pose the stand. And then if that wasn't enough, we've got two options for cupping the dinosaur and supporting its weight. I believe this one goes below the hips, and this one can go on the chest area. So you've got loads of posability. And again, these are ball and socket joints. So this whole thing is basically an articulated stand. And taking a look at the Linheraptor herself, she is a gorgeous piece. I'm so glad I went for this one because the color scheme is so striking and individual, really bird-like. And I love the detail on this thing. The posability is really nice out of the box. It's actually quite stiff initially, so you do need to kind of bend the sockets a few times just to get everything moving. But after that, you've got loads of posability in the neck area. You can move the head up, left, right. You can get some real sort of almost 180 degrees going on here. Really cool. It's made of like a hard plastic. It's quite rigid, but then you've got parts like here, the feathers at the end are made from a rubbery material, obviously because it's quite sharp. Also the tail is made from a rubber, and this is like a pipe cleaner tail, so it actually has posability not only as a ball joint, but you can actually curve it like that and it will stay in its pose. So you've got loads of options. So you could put a really nice S-curve into it. I just think this thing just looks really bird-like and awesome. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at this thing. So starting off with the head sculpt, you can see we've got a really piercing, glossy red eye, just really bird-like. And there's something simian about the snout. I'm going to just say that. There's something, sort of the way that it's painted black, it almost feels like it's a baboon's snout coming out here. If anything, it just makes it more naturalistic and predatory with those blues. But yeah, really, really cool. And if we open up the jaw, you can see we've got really nicely painted teeth and tongue and the interior of the mouth. It's got a nice glossy coat on it to give it that sort of genuine wet look. And I just love the look of this raptor. It is just so cool, so unique and striking. If you're looking for something really individual to add to your collection, I think you should look no further than Beasts of the Mesozoic stuff, because it's just gorgeous. I mean, look at the paintwork going on here. How many different colors have we got in this paint scheme? It's ridiculous. As we move down the neck, you can see obviously we've got the breaks in the articulation, but apart from that, we've got really nice sculpted feathering going all the way down the body. You can see as I outstretch the wing, really lovely sculpted and painted feathers. I love the range of colors going on here. Just look at that. That is incredible. I don't think we're ever really going to get dinosaur figures like this again. So it's definitely worth snapping these up while they're available. You can see there's really nice cream and dark colors under here to contrast the beautiful colors on top, and that feels really naturalistic, like you'd get on the arm of a bird. Really, really cool. Then moving into the torso area, again, lovely, beautiful primary colors. I love this color blue, this bright cyan. And then as we move into the leg, you can see again really nicely sculpted feathers all the way across. Lovely mix of different greens and blues going on here. A nice brown at the bottom, and then we go into those bird-like exposed feet. The foot is articulated. So this part here is twistable and articulated, as is the ankle. But yeah, really cool. Very, very nice. And then as we move into the tail area, you can see we've got one point of articulation, then another one. We've got the Poseable Tail, and just look at the colours and the striping going on here. It's so bold. And then again, we've got that lovely cream naturalistic colour underneath. In profile, it still reads really nicely as a graphic line, which I really like. And there is something painterly about these figures. They feel like they've sort of leapt out of a prehistoric illustration, and that's really cool. Look at those lovely feathers. And then we're back to the head sculpt. Okay, in terms of attaching the display stand, I've actually attached the piece at the hip separately, and then I'm just going to insert the clear part of the ball and socket. Okay, so I just finished posing my Linheraptor. It didn't take me very long at all, about 20 seconds, and this thing is beautiful. I love the way that you can just play with this thing. It's so malleable to pose. You can just quickly create a new look for your figure, and just look at that. Supporting its own weight, you know, it's standing absolutely fine. Even with the weight of this tail up high, I tried to put it in an extreme, and yeah, just really, really nice looking. This is just going to look fantastic on my shelf. And again, I just want to say a huge thank you to David. Just as a dinosaur fan, this is kind of everything that I could ask for. And yeah, it's such a unique piece. I'm just really pleased to have this as part of my collection. Okay, so let's crack on to the next box. So if you guys follow my reviews, you'll know that I'm a huge fan of diorama sets, bases, accessories, that type of thing. So I had to ask for an accessory pack, and David very kindly sent this over. This is the desert environment with Mononykus olecranus. So yeah, really excited to take a closer look at this one. Again, the artwork and the box art is just incredible. This is something that you'll want to keep because it's just so nice. Such a presentable looking box. I almost don't want to open these. And these are all part of the Raptor series. Obviously with the other one I had a window so I could see what was inside. But this is going to be the first time I've actually seen what's in here. Alright, wow, okay. Oh man, the box is so beautiful. Look at this. It's just a work of art. The way you got the diorama in the background, the way you got the complementary colour of this brown around the rim of the box. Just really beautiful. And look at this thing. So this is the Mononykus with the skull. Look at that. That skull looks real. That is incredible. Okay, let's crack on and get this out of the packaging. Again, here's a quick look at the diorama. Very nice piece. You could put that behind your dinosaurs on your shelf. So yeah, a nice little freebie. Underneath we have a little baggie with some accessories, the tail for the dinosaur, and I assume a display base there as well. So I'll take a closer look at those in a minute. Wow, there is a ton more than I expected in this accessory pack. And first things first, let's put on this tail. As with the Linheraptor, this is a poseable pipe cleaner tail, and it attaches via this ball joint. It's a bit tighter than the Linheraptor. There we go. And look, poseable tail. So this is the Mononykus, I believe. Let me just check the box quickly. Yeah, Mononykus. So a really lovely little bird-like looking dinosaur here. Wow. Really love the detail on the feathers. And this one's made from almost like a hard plastic, rubbery. You can just see the leg has got a little bit of give there. And the arms are articulated despite them being almost like little appendages, like they don't even have hands. Very nicely painted toe claws as well, nice glossy black. And underneath you can see this foot has a tiny peg hole, and that's for these little cream ball sockets, so they just fit in there with a bit of pressure, and then those can go in this one here, and I believe in the larger base. Yeah, so these can all fit in here, so you can pose your dinosaur in many ways. It also comes with this tall display stand, so you can actually have your dinosaur pose from all sorts of angles and at different heights, so loads of posing options. And that's a good time to take a closer look at this base. Very nicely painted and weathered and sculpted. You can see there's some bone remnants here, some nice green foliage going on, and it does have a very painterly look. Even in the sculpt, I feel like this has almost got like an oil painting look to it. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Rocks. When do we get rocks with diorama sets? This is such a good idea. I don't have any rocks. And they are very rock-like in appearance. They work. Especially this one, the way it's got those ridges underneath. This would look really great with any of my dinosaur figures, so this is a welcome addition to my collection. Next is this beautifully sculpted and weathered Ceratopsian Skull. Just incredible detail on this thing. Really does look like a miniaturized dinosaur skull. And this would look really good on this base. You can just see. Just looks really nice with those bone fragments. So yeah, loads of posing options and display options, sorry, with this skull. Next, we've got a little clutch of eggs. Now this is really nice, and I didn't expect to get that with this accessory set. This was in the bag, and you've even got a detachable baby dinosaur with its head emerging from the egg. How cute is that? And the eggs look really cool. So again, accessories for any dinosaur figure really, but the detail is just stunning on these. And yeah, you don't often have egg accessories with figures, so these are really nice to have and really build up the storytelling on your shelf. You've got loads of pieces for posing your figures. If you want to see more on these, do check out the Raptor Builder Kit, because I put one of these together so you can see how these all work. So I just attached the Mononykus here using one of those cream ball joints, and I found that actually putting the ball joint in the base first and then using a bit of pressure to affix the dinosaur worked best. So yeah, that's a really nice way to display this figure. So there we have it, guys. That was today's look at the Beast of the Mesozoic Raptor series, Linheraptor and Desert Accessory Pack. Both are fantastic pieces. If you're a dinosaur fan or you're looking for a gift for a dinosaur fan, then look no further than these, because they are really unique pieces. This diorama set is, like I said, probably the best I've seen. And this dinosaur's paint scheme is probably my favourite that I've ever seen. So this will be going straight on my shelf in pride of place, bang in the middle. And yeah, I'm really, really impressed by the work of David Silva. I have to hold my hands up and say this is probably the best thing that's been made to do with dinosaurs so far. So well done, David. And yeah, definitely check out his line. I'll put links down below where you can grab them. In the meantime, guys, rate, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.
Now you've seen it reviewed, why not pick up your own at everythingdinosaur.com. Link is in the description.